Sometimes I forget how far I have to go backwards now. Usually the church is right behind me. Now I gotta watch where I'm stepping. So, okay, so full disclosure, my low is pretty silly. I legit thought, I was so busy trying to get everything ready for the State of My Being address yesterday, I actually forgot to shave. I mean, there's like barely any stuff on my face when I don't shave, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I actually realized it during yesterday's video, as I was recording yesterday's video, but you gotta move along, right? So, there you go. And no kidding, this morning I actually almost forgot, like, I'm showering, getting dressed, everything, and I'm like, wait, did I wash my hair? And it turns out I forgot to wash my hair. I washed my hair, I did wash my hair when I figured it out, obviously. Yeah, I know you can't really tell I would take off my hat now, but my hair is already messed up because I'm wearing the hat, so, you know, the things you do to sacrifice for entertainment, am I right, folks? Okay, so what was my high? Well, honestly, my high was how great I felt, making dinner for my folks. Well, actually, I should say, my mom had, chicken and potatoes in a crock pot, but we needed vegetables, so I sauteed some spinach and steamed some broccoli. That was really good. So, yeah, I can cook. I'm not really that bad at it either. If I do say so myself, I'm actually pretty good at it. Okay, so that all happened. Let's see, what else? All right, my act of kindness was the fact that I obviously made it. So, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And, I was actually talking to my mom yesterday. I'm like, I've been making videos for 1,800 days. And she's like, wow. I know, it's so weird I actually made it this far, huh? I mean, I started off yesterday feeling pretty good, and I still feel pretty good now. There's just not really much to talk about. Well, actually, there are a few things to talk about. There's a One Piece manga chapter I have to go over and react to, because I still have yet to read it. And before I get into that manga chapter, let's talk about last night's game. Man, I gotta say, the Saints always play the Bucks really, really well. But the Bucks won, so that's a game I was right about. So that makes my pick record overall 112, 81, and 2. That's what I got. So, not doing bad. I think that's about, it's obviously clearly over 500. Okay, now that the pleasantries are out of the way. Actually, before I do the manga chapter, I gotta talk about this week's guest on Hot Ones. It's gonna be Kate Hudson. I'm like, hooray! Someone who I actually know who it is. Okay, so basically I know Kate Hudson because, okay, a bit backstory. There's a guy I knew in college who is sort of the thing I didn't really know what the concept of guilty pleasure was. I didn't really pay much attention to how potentially bad a movie could be. And in the mid to late 2000s, there was like a series of like really bad romantic comedies that came out where, you have a pretty looking woman, usually blonde, and a good-looking guy like, Matthew McConaughey or sometimes even Ashton Kutcher. And it'd be like this sort of awkward rom-com sort of deal, which, yeah, I am a bit of a sucker for, but I know why it's bad. And Kate Hudson would sometimes be in those horrible romantic comedies, like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Fool's Gold, Bride Wars. I guess for the sake of argument, you can make the case that Bride Wars is a rom-com. I mean, there is love mentioned in the movie. Oh yeah, she was also in Kung Fu Panda too. Yeah, she was. Okay, so the point is, I know who Kate Hudson is. And yeah, all those movies I mentioned, with the exception of Kung Fu Panda 2, they're all pretty bad, but anything I've seen with Kate Hudson in, she was good. So, I think we're going to be in for a really good episode of Hot Ones. To me, anyway. I think it's going to be a really good episode of Hot Ones. But only time will tell. Now we can read this week's manga chapter. Okay. Reach all over here. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can, there we go. Alright, without further ado, One Piece chapter 1068, A Genius's Dream. Okay, looks like Cypher Pole has returned to Egg Island, alright, It looks like they're gonna try to bang the ship? Yeah. Looks like the Kuma Seraph can actually use the pawpaw fruit. What do you know? Vegapunk can actually find a way to recreate devil fruit powers. Due to a lineage factor, it appears. Okay, let's see. Now we get to Luffy's group. Okay. Looks like Vegapunk has a dream, and he wants to live in a world in which energy is abundant and available and free to everyone around the world. That's actually a pretty noble concept. I like that. And Luffy's like, yeah, that's really great for you and everything, but I don't really care. And it shows Luffy just picking his nose. That's funny. And Vegapunk is further explaining why his dream is what it is. And Luffy's like, oh, I don't really care though. Oh, that's great. That's Luffy for you. Love that. I mean, I think, I'll make my comparison after the chapter. Yep. There's CP0. They use the Kuma syrup to get Egghead. Alright. Oh, looks like, are those the citizens of Egghead Island? Where have they been this whole time? Seriously, this is the first instance of me seeing them, and I've really, we're just seeing them now? Okay. Ooh. Hey, Sentomaro, I haven't seen you in a long time. Okay, alright, let's see. Looks like CP0, ooh. Looks like Vegapunk had actually disappeared. That's pretty neat. Okay, Kaku tried to get in, but he got zapped. That's funny. I like Kaku. It's actually, for those of you who don't know, Kaku was a fan favorite of the CP, of anyone in CP9 or the CP0. Anyone's, of like all the characters in Cypher Bowl, Kaku really does stand out as a favorite for a lot of people. And it's easy to see why. Because he's got that sense of like let's skedaddle. And, like sort of that way of like sort of naive, sort of innocent way of talking. And when you see something really cool, like he'll defend it. And he'll definitely even defend the fact that he ate a devil fruit that turns him into a giraffe. Yes. An assassin known for stealth and subtlety can transform into like the least subtle and least stealthy animal in the world. A giraffe. Oh, actually, giraffe's pretty quiet, I guess. I mean, they're just really tall, is all. So, yeah. I mean, I guess giraffes can be quiet. Does anyone even know what sound a giraffe makes? I don't think so. Okay. Ooh, looks like Atlas is trying to find Z. Whoa. Lucci wasted no time. He legit transformed into his leopard form. Oh. He used the Rokuo gun on Atlas. Oh, right. See, I may have talked about this before, but the members of Cypher Pool have what's called the 6 powers. If I remember correctly, the 6 powers are Shave, which makes you move like really, really fast. Paper Arts, which lets you dodge everything a lot. Geppo or Moonwalk, which is essentially their ability to fly. Tempest Kick, Finger Pistol or Shigan, and Iron Body or Tech Eye. However, there's a secret 7th power that if you master all 6 you can do, and only Rob Lucci can use it, called the 6 Kings Gun, and he just used it here. Wasted no time. Ooh, that looks like a shot right there. No way. Okay. Of course the chapter ends like this. And thank goodness there's no break next week because we get to read what happens next. One moment, please. Ladies and gentlemen, before Luffy versus Kaido, before Luffy versus Katakuri, before Luffy versus Don Quixote Doflamingo, if anyone were to ask me what the greatest fight in all of One Piece was, it was Luffy versus Rob Lucci. Anyone who's ever read One Piece or has even heard of One Piece may know what this fight entails. It was bloody, it was a slugfest, and it really was probably the first time we'd ever seen Luffy at his breaking point. But somehow, someway, I know how Luffy won, but the point is, Luffy wound up winning that fight. Since then, a lot of One Piece fans have always wanted to see a rematch between Luffy and Rob Lucci. Now, I will admit, I myself am in that camp as well. Of course I'd love to see a rematch. Here's the thing though. Luffy defeated Kaido, an Emperor of the Sea. And to do so, he had to get not 1, not 2, but 3 power-ups, one of which was in the form of awakening his Devil Fruit, becoming a god. And in doing so, he used Kaido as a jump rope. Listen, my point is, as much as I want to see a rematch, there is literally nothing Lucci can do to Luffy. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, Lucci is a threat in his own right, but when Luffy defeated him, Luffy wasn't nearly as strong as he is now. He has no chance. None whatsoever. But if there is one thing that any One Piece fan knows, it's the fact that Oda really is great at subverting expectations. So, it is possible that maybe it's one of those things where Luffy kind of holds back a little just to see how strong Lucci is. Because it is sort of the thing he would try and do. I mean, he shouldn't. I mean, he is a literal god now. But who am I to say no to? I think it's going to be, I think there's going to be some sort of conflict, some sort of, as the Grand Line Review would say, punch fighting. But it's probably going to be stupidly one-sided. Funny, but stupidly one-sided. Action-packed, but stupidly one-sided. Nostalgic, but stupidly one-sided. Seriously, this is really bringing me back to, the mid-2000s, specifically when Enies Lobby was being written and animated. Because before Marineford, anyone would have told you that Enies Lobby was the peak of One Piece. I mean, it'd be easy to say that if Enies Lobby were the final battle of One Piece, it would have been, if One Piece were to end there, One Piece would go down as one of the greatest of all time. And we're still going. So make of that what you will. But this is a great chapter overall. I mean, of course I'm in the camp that Luffy and Lucci fight again. But I'm not expecting much. If at all. But that's just me. So I hope y'all liked this video, and if you did, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble to make this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy today. Hopefully a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend you. Always have your back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.